They called him crazy when he turned down $1 million record deal at 17. Said he was throwing his life away. Fast forward 5 years, and that same kid just sold out Madison Square Garden in under 3 minutes. His name is Tyler Brooks, and this is a story nobody expected. Picture this, Riverside, Tennessee. A town so small, it doesn't even have a McDonald's. Population 3,800. Main Street has exactly 7 businesses, and one of them is Brooks Automotive, a cramped garage that smells like motor oil and broken dreams. Tyler Brooks spends his days elbow deep in car engines, transmission fluid under his fingernails, grease stains on his Carhartt jacket. His dad, Michael Brooks, built this shop from nothing 30 years ago. When a stroke left Michael unable to work 2 years back, Tyler had no choice but to quit his senior year of high school and keep the family business alive. Every morning at 6 a.m., Tyler opens the garage doors. Mrs. Patterson brings in her '98 Honda Civic that makes that weird clicking sound. Old Pete Henderson drops off his pickup truck that hasn't passed inspection in 3 years. Coach Williams from the high school needs his van fixed before the next football game. Tyler fixes them all, charges fair prices, smiles politely, says, "Yes, sir," and "No, ma'am," like his daddy taught him. But here's what nobody in Riverside knows. Here's the secret that would shock every single person in that small town. Every night, after Tyler locks up the shop, after he helps his dad with dinner, and makes sure he takes his medication, Tyler walks to the back of the garage, behind the broken-down Chevy that's been sitting there for 8 months. There's a door. Most people think it leads to a storage room. They're wrong. Behind that door is Tyler's real world. A small room with foam padding on the walls, a beat-up piano his grandmother left him, and a $50 microphone he bought at a pawn shop. This is where Tyler Brooks, the small-town mechanic, becomes someone completely different. This is where he writes songs. Not just any songs. Songs that would make you forget every country hit you've ever heard. Songs that blend folk, rock, and soul in ways that shouldn't work, but somehow do. Tyler has written over 200 songs in this room. Melodies that come to him while he's changing oil filters. Lyrics that hit him when he's under the hood of someone's broken car. But nobody knows. Not his dad. Not his best friend, Danny. Not even Sarah Chun, the girl he's been in love with since middle school, who works at the diner across the street. Tyler sings these songs to 4 walls and his reflection in the window. He records them on his phone and deletes them the next morning. Because in Riverside, Tennessee, mechanics fix cars. They don't chase impossible dreams. Until March 15th, 2023, the day that changed everything. Marcus Johnson drives into town in a black Range Rover with New York plates. Expensive suit, designer sunglasses, the kind of guy who clearly took a wrong turn off the interstate. His car is making a grinding noise that sounds like metal eating metal. Marcus walks into Brooks Automotive like he owns the place. Tyler can tell immediately this guy isn't from around here. Everything about him screams big city, big money, big attitude. How long to fix this? Marcus asks, not even making eye contact. Tyler pops the hood, takes a look. Brake pads are completely shot. Need to replace the rotors too. Give me about 3 hours. Marcus checks his Rolex. 3 hours? I have a conference call with Los Angeles in 2 hours. Sorry, sir. That's the best I can do. Marcus sighs like the world is ending. Fine. Where's the closest place to get decent coffee in this town? Tyler points across the street. Sarah's Diner. Best coffee for 50 miles. Marcus walks off, already on his phone, talking loud enough for the whole block to hear about quarterly projections and market penetration strategies. Tyler gets to work on the Range Rover. It's actually worse than he thought. This isn't just brake pads. The whole brake system is a disaster. This is going to take at least 5 hours, maybe 6. Around lunchtime, Tyler realizes he's going to be here late. Really late. He calls his dad to let him know, then settles in for a long afternoon of brake work. By 7 p.m., Tyler is finally finishing up. The sun is setting. The town is quiet, and Tyler is exhausted. He's covered in brake fluid and metal shavings. His back aches from being bent over the engine all day. That's when it happens. Tyler is tightening the last bolt when a melody starts playing in his head. It's something about small towns and big dreams, about feeling stuck between who you are and who you want to be. Before he knows it, Tyler is humming. Then he starts singing. Quietly at first, then louder. The song is writing itself in real time, words flowing out of him like water from a broken dam. Small town lights, they burn so dim. Everybody knows where you've been, but nobody knows who you are inside, when you're dreaming of a different life. Tyler's voice echoes through the empty garage, raw and honest and absolutely beautiful. He's lost in the music, lost in the moment, completely unaware that he's not alone. Marcus Johnson is standing in the doorway of the garage, completely frozen. See, here's what Tyler doesn't know about Marcus Johnson. Marcus isn't just some businessman passing through. Marcus Johnson is the head of A&R at Nashville Records. He's the guy who discovered the last 3 country music superstars. He's in Tennessee because he's driving back from a disappointing meeting with a potential new artist in Memphis. Marcus has been in the music business for 25 years. He's heard everything. Auto-tune pop stars, manufactured country acts, singer-songwriters who sound like they learned guitar yesterday. But this kid, this mechanic singing to an empty garage with brake fluid on his hands, has the most authentic voice Marcus has heard in a decade. Tyler finishes the song and turns around to grab a wrench. That's when he sees Marcus standing there, and his heart stops. "Oh, Mr. Johnson, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were back. Your car is ready. Just let me—" "Stop," Marcus says. "Don't apologize. What was that song?" Tyler's face turns red. "Nothing, sir. Just something I made up. Your total comes to $438. Marcus doesn't move. "You wrote that song?" "It's nothing, really. Just fooling around." "Sing it again." "Sir, I really don't." "I'm not asking as a customer. I'm asking as someone who works in the music industry." Tyler laughs nervously. "The music industry? In Riverside, Tennessee?" Marcus pulls out his business card. Tyler reads it, and his knees almost give out. "You're kidding me." "Do I look like I'm kidding?" "Sing the song again. All of it." Tyler's hands are shaking. This is like someone telling you they're an astronaut and asking if you want to go to space. It doesn't feel real, but Tyler sings. And this time, he doesn't hold back. He sings like his life depends on it, because maybe it does. His voice fills the garage with a power and emotion that makes Marcus forget about quarterly reports and conference calls, and everything else except the kid in front of him. When Tyler finishes, Marcus is quiet for a long moment. "How many songs have you written?" "I don't know. Maybe 200. 200? Do you have recordings?" Tyler shakes his head. "I record them on my phone sometimes, but I always delete them." Marcus stares at him like he just said he throws away $100 bills. "Kid, I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to think carefully before you answer. How would you feel about coming to Nashville?" Tyler laughs, but it comes out shaky. "Nashville? Sir, I fix cars. I've never even been to Nashville. You could be. I want to set up a recording session. Get you in front of some producers. See what happens. I can't just leave. My dad needs me. The shop. Your dad would want you to follow your dreams. You don't understand. This place is all we have. If I leave, if this doesn't work out, there's nothing to come back to." Marcus leans against a Range Rover. "Let me tell you something about dreams, Tyler. I've been in this business for 25 years. I've heard 10,000 singers. Maybe more. Most of them sound like everybody else. They're trying so hard to be the next big thing that they forget to be themselves." Marcus pauses, choosing his words carefully. "You're not trying to be anything except honest. That voice, those words, that's not something you can learn. That's something you're born with. And if you don't give it a chance, if you spend the rest of your life wondering, what if, that's going to eat you alive." Tyler stares at the ground. Everything Marcus is saying makes sense, but it's also terrifying. What if I'm not good enough? What if you are? That night, Tyler doesn't sleep. He sits in his secret room behind the garage, playing his guitar and thinking about Marcus Johnson's offer. He thinks about his dad, who built this shop with his bare hands. He thinks about Sarah Chun, who probably doesn't even know he exists. He thinks about all the songs he's written that nobody will ever hear. The next morning, Tyler makes a decision that surprises everyone, including himself. He calls Marcus Johnson. "I'll do it, but I have conditions. I'm listening. I'm not signing anything until I know what I'm getting into. This is a trial run. 2 weeks. If it doesn't work out, I come home and we pretend this never happened." Deal. Tyler spends the next week preparing. He records 20 of his best songs on his phone. He has a long conversation with his dad, who cries when Tyler explains what's happening. Michael Brooks tells his son something Tyler will never forget. "Tyler, I built this shop so you'd have something to fall back on, not so you'd have something to hide behind." Sarah Chun is working the morning shift at the diner when Tyler comes in to say goodbye. He's never had the courage to tell her how he feels, and now he's leaving town. "I'm going to Nashville," he tells her. "For music." Sarah stops pouring coffee and stares at him. "Music? Tyler, I didn't know you played music. There's a lot you don't know about me." Sarah smiles, and it's the first time Tyler has ever seen her really look at him. "Good for you. I always thought you seemed like you were meant for something bigger than this place." "What do you mean?" "I work right across from your shop. I see you every day. You fix cars like you're solving puzzles, but you always look like your mind is somewhere else, like you're hearing music nobody else can hear." Tyler can't believe what he's hearing. "You notice that?" "Tyler Brooks, I've been noticing you since 7th grade. 2 days later, Tyler is in Nashville, Tennessee, standing outside the most intimidating building he's ever seen. Nashville Records occupies an entire city block. The lobby has gold records on every wall, pictures of country music legends, and a receptionist who looks like she stepped out of Fashion magazine. Marcus Johnson meets Tyler in the lobby and takes him upstairs to Studio B. It's bigger than Tyler's entire house. There are microphones that cost more than his truck, mixing boards with more buttons than airplane cockpits, and speakers that could probably be heard in the next county. "This is Jake Williams," Marcus says, introducing Tyler to a bearded guy wearing a vintage t-shirt and ripped jeans. He's produced albums for Luke Bryan, Casey Musgraves, and Chris Stapleton. Tyler's voice cracks when he says hello. "Relax, kid," Jake says. "Marcus, play me one of your phone recordings. You got something special. Let's just see how it sounds in here." For the next 6 hours, Tyler records song after song. Jake makes suggestions, Marcus takes notes, and slowly, Tyler starts to relax. These aren't just successful music industry professionals. They're musicians who understand what it feels like to love music more than anything else in the world. By the end of the day, they recorded 5 complete songs. When Jake plays them back through the studio speakers, Tyler barely recognizes his own voice. It sounds professional. It sounds real. It sounds like something you'd hear on the radio. So, Marcus says, "What do you think?" Tyler is quiet for a long moment. "It sounds like someone else." "Good someone else or bad someone else?" "Good someone else. Someone I want to be." That's when Marcus makes an offer that changes Tyler's life forever. Nashville Records wants to sign you. 3-album deal. Advance of $2 million. Full creative control over your music. But there's one catch. Tyler's heart stops. "What's the catch?" "You have to move to Nashville. Full time. This isn't a weekend hobby. This is a career." Tyler thinks about his dad, alone in Riverside. He thinks about the shop that's been in his family for 30 years. He thinks about Sarah Chun and the life he's built in that small town. Then he thinks about the songs he's written that nobody has ever heard. He thinks about the dreams he's kept locked away in that small room behind the garage. "I need to make a phone call." Tyler calls his dad from the parking lot of Nashville Records. He's crying before Michael even answers the phone. "Dad, they offer me a record deal." "That's wonderful, son." "Dad, I can't take it. I can't leave you alone. The shop." "Tyler, stop. Listen to me. Your mother and I, we dreamed about having kids who would do something amazing with their lives. She died thinking that dream was never going to come true. Don't you dare let her be right." "But Dad." "But nothing. I've been fixing cars for 30 years. I can train someone else to do it. But nobody else can sing your songs. Nobody else has your voice. This is your shot, Tyler. Take it. 3 months later, Tyler Brooks releases his first single, Small Town Lights. It goes to #1 on the country charts in its second week. The music video, filmed in Riverside, Tennessee, shows Tyler working in his dad's garage, then performing the song in that small room where he wrote it. The album, titled Under the Hood, goes platinum in 6 months. Tyler's songs about small-town life, family, and following your dreams connect with millions of people who feel stuck in their own lives. But here's the most incredible part of the story. Tyler doesn't forget where he comes from. He buys his dad a new garage, twice the size of the old one, and hires 2 mechanics so Michael doesn't have to work so hard. He sets up a music scholarship for kids from Riverside who want to study music but can't afford college. And Sarah Chin? She moves to Nashville and becomes Tyler's co-writer. Turns out she's been writing songs in secret too. 2 years later, Tyler Brooks is nominated for 5 Grammy Awards. He wins 3 of them, including Album of the Year. In his acceptance speech, he talks about Marcus Johnson, the man who heard something in a small-town garage that nobody else had ever noticed. But he also talks about something else. Something that makes people all over the world realize that dreams aren't just for lucky people or talented people. Dreams are for anyone brave enough to stop making excuses and start making music. Today, Tyler Brooks is one of the biggest names in country music, but he still goes back to Riverside every few months. He still helps his dad with the garage when he's in town, and he still writes songs in that little room behind the shop, because that's where the magic started. The kid who fixed cars but dreamed of singing learned something that most people never figure out. You don't have to choose between where you come from and where you're going. You just have to be brave enough to let the world hear your song. So here's my question for you. What's your song? What dream are you keeping locked away, thinking nobody wants to hear it? Maybe it's time to unlock that door.